Alrighty, tidy, folks. Okay, so we are going to start recording, and this is going to be a supplementary to the video I posted last night, yesterday, this morning, whenever the hell I posted it. I don't know. Minutes and hours blend together for me. I am a creature of the cosmos. Because I realized that I didn't actually include a whole lot of real information in there, and nobody really knows what's going on. So I figured I would do this, do a stream, because I haven't streamed in a week or so. 2 weeks. About 2 weeks. For which I would posit that I bet this isn't going to work, is it? No.
What the hell down, guys?
That might work. Yeah, that. Which, I'm not sure how loud it is on your guys' end, because I don't actually have it coming out of mine. Currently, I am not in my bedroom in Utah. My setup is looking like that, and my sound is coming out of just a little, what you call it there? Soundbar thing. Bluetooth, even. I hate Bluetooth so much. Bluetooth is one of the most garbage things you can do to audio. It's terrible. It's so bad. It's ugly, and it's gross, and it's disgusting, and don't talk to me about Bluetooth audio. If you're gonna come up to me and be like, yeah bro, I want to put a stereo in my car, and then in the same breath you say, I want to have Bluetooth capability, walk away. You will not like the smack in the face that I'm going to give you for saying those words together. Do not. If you want audio, you don't want Bluetooth. If you want Bluetooth, you're not interested in audio. My mother doesn't understand that either. She thinks Bluetooth is perfectly acceptable. It's not.
Bluetooth was a Viking King.
Yes, we all know this. We all have access to Wikipedia. Or Facebook, I guess. But no, we don't Bluetooth and audio. We can Bluetooth data. We can send pictures on Bluetooth because that data is going to come in all in ones and zeros. Bluetooth does not audio. It is not designed for it. It is not built for it. It doesn't work for it. We do not Bluetooth audio. I don't know how many times I can say this in a row before people start to understand it. Even though Bluetooth has a media protocol, you can still hear the errors in the transmission. Comes out as little hitches and clicks and pops and blingles and dingles and all kinds of shit. And you don't want that. YouTube is not receiving. What is YouTube not receiving? OBS. I set you to 16,000 so that you would send 4,500 reliably. So what is not receiving enough? What do you mean? YouTube only accepts 4,500 kilobits per second. I'm doing 11,000. It should be fine, OBS. I think it's just because I set it to 16,000, OBS is bitching about it. Whatever. That'll be another one of those. I have to click it. Because... yeah. Because you can't do... for whatever reason, OBS doesn't let you do the same... it doesn't let you spam sound effects. For some reason. I don't know what that is. It's weird. Anyway. I'm rambling, and I'm recording. I've got 5 minutes of me just rambling about nonsense that has nothing to do with the reason I started the stream or started recording anyway. So, what are we doing and where are we at? That's what this is all for. So I am in, funnily enough, not my childhood bedroom really. It's I'm back at my mom's house in the old bedroom that I used to live in back in ye olden days. And anyway, we took a road trip, 20 straight hours of driving. That was fun. Genuinely fun, not sarcastic fun. It was actually entertaining. I love that. Took the back roads the whole way because humans and interstate, and they have no idea what the hell they're doing, so we took the back roads. And it literally added like an hour and 15 to the whole trip, according to Google. I don't know. By the time I got here, I wasn't paying attention. I think I only was on the road for 18 hours. I don't think it was 20 hours. But I was awake for 26. So, yeah. Did it all in one go. When I go on road trips, I don't do hotels. I don't stop somewhere, and I'll pull off the side of the road, lay the seat back, and take a nap for 2 hours, and then head back out again. That's what I do road trips. If I'm planning on being on the road for a week or so at a time, then I'll stop and maybe do a hotel or something. But if I'm doing that, I'm planning that I need somewhere to sleep, and that somewhere to sleep is generally going to be the car, because A, it's cheaper, and B, it's my space. It doesn't smell funny, it doesn't sound funny, it's all mine. It's me. And for my sleep quality, I require me. So we did back roads from northern Utah to southern Arizona, about 18 hours. I'm down here. I got a buddy that's been badgering me for the last year or so to come down and fix all of his cars. So now I'm down here fixing his cars. I told him, I was like, I got bills to pay. As long as I can pay my bills, everything else is kosher. We're golden. I don't care. I don't have to be, I would like to be in my house, but I don't have to be in any particular space or place or area. I can tell you that I'm currently sleeping on an air mattress on top of a futon, and it's definitely not my bed. It is definitely not my mattress. So that's interesting. I also don't have. You'll notice I'm holding the microphone again, like I did like 6 months ago when I started this crap, because I didn't bring my 3D printed little stand with me. So it's set the camera on the Bluetooth speaker, kind of in the way of my monitor, and put the mic up against the pillow again, like, ye olden days, but ye olden days if we're talking the lifespan of a fruit fly kind of thing. I'm down here, and maybe I should give you guys like a list. How about that? A list of the things that I need to do. So, while I'm down here, I've already started work on the Forerunner. You'll get those videos of stuff I've already done incoming in the next... I hope to have 1 or 2 of them coming down the pipe tonight. I don't know 100%. I'm going to go back and watch them again now that it's a different day. Sometimes when I get frustrated with the software, I have to just save it, close it, walk away, come back to it later. So, we will see if they are acceptable, the footage. Why does it look like I have a smoothing filter turned on? Anybody see that? I have more lines in... There we go. I have more lines in my face than that. I'm getting old. You can see the lines. For some reason, it looks like I have a smoothing filter turned on. Whatever. Getting distracted. Anyway, I have 2 videos that I've cut together. I can actually tell you right now. 2 in there and 9, so 8 in here. So 10. I have 10 total recordings, video clips, that I also need to go through and get sorted and start editing, just cutting all the nonsense and the superfluous and the stuff we don't need out of it, so that I can get those coming down the pipe. So I bought a pair of dash cams, partially so that when people try to murder me, I can just roll back through the footage and like, yeah, look, they were trying to kill me. but partially because I wanted to record the whole trip, the entire 20-hour trip. I wanted footage of that. I didn't necessarily need it to be... I wish you would quit falling, jackass. I didn't necessarily need it to be like full 30, 60 frames footage, like video, because what I was going to do is I was going to time-lapse the whole trip down to like 3 or 4 minutes anyway. And then I was going to use that, cut some little clip out of it, 10, 15-second clip that was kind of interesting, or cut bits and pieces of it together that were sort of interesting. Put it all together and make that my intro for the whole time that I was down here in Arizona, and all the videos that I posted from down here. The dash cams didn't do what I wanted them to do. So they have a mode called park mode. Okay? What it's supposed to do is you supply power to it and it's off. Okay? You shut the engine off, but they're powered. So it's got, I guess it's got some way to detect that, and I don't have that. That's probably the issue. I have to look into it. I was frustrated with it the other day, so I'm not doing it when I'm frustrated. That's just silly. Don't do things when you're angry. But what I wanted, because in park mode, it takes a still every 1 second. So you get 1 frame per second. 1 frame per second driving down the road is more than sufficient. It's not going to show you like the fine details and everything, but as kind of slowly as things happen while you're driving, which is the reason people get distracted in the first place, 1 frame per second is fine, right? So you speed that up and you time lapse all of those images together into a video, and you compile them all and put them into a video, and you would have you would have a video. You would see it would be stuttery, but it'd be you'd see stuff moving. Yes, Logitech, thank you for not being able to focus. Oh, thought I saw somebody outside that had no business being outside. But yeah, that didn't happen, so I didn't get the footage that I wanted to use for the intro for all of this stuff. So now I haven't posted the 2 videos that I've kind of got cut together, simply because I want to put a little intro on them. Like, I guess I could do like a still image of the 4Runner or something because of the 4Runner, and then make the title just the video I posted. If you watched it all the way to the end, you saw the little skit that we did, and I was trying to tell him, I was like, don't ham it up. Just act like I just walked up here right now. Just exactly how you would act normally. Just do that. We did like 5 takes, and what you saw at the end of the last video was the least hammy that I could get out of him for whatever reason. Like, I guess he's, I don't know. And I put the camera so that like he wouldn't be looking into the camera, so it wouldn't be something like on his mind. So I was like, okay, just interact with me. I'm here. Interact with me. Right? You're not interacting with my viewers. You're not interacting with the stream. They don't even need to see your face, really. Like, just, I'm walking into the shop, and obviously it's staged because the camera's already in there, right? Everybody knows this. But I thought it would be funny to come down here, and because initially my plan was I was going to post, the first video I posted was going to be just a 5-minute clip of me doing the brake pads on the 4Runner, or whatever vehicle needed brake pads. He said something needed brakes, and I was like, yeah, we'll check them out when I get down there. Okay, cool, I'll wait for you. So literally the first video I was going to post was going to be clickbait. It was going to be me replacing some brake pads, and the title was just going to be, I drove 1,000 miles to replace a set of brake pads, or some shit like that. Like, I was planning on clickbaiting it just to be funny, because I genuinely have no desire to make my way via clickbait. It was going to be, satire. Right? It was going to be a farce, intentionally. But I still have yet to touch the brake. It does need front brakes. We just determined that yesterday, or today. So we're going to do the front brakes. but I've got the whole front suspension torn apart because we're replacing all of the steering components and all of the suspension components in the front. And all there is on the rears is the spring mounts, the shocks, which we're going to do the shocks, and then sway bar end links. There's a what do you call it? A Panhard bar. I usually call it a something like an alignment link or something. It's the bit that keeps the axle from just twisting around and moving around. It's just the single link that comes down from the body to the axle to keep it straight and on the vehicle correctly. You've got him, but he's not. It's not loose or anything. It seems to be okay. The complaint is a vibration, and I can tell you this: pulling apart the front end of this 4Runner, 60% of it has been loose. Like, for instance, pulling the lower control arms off. You pull the lower control arms off, you have to pull the sway bar links because the sway bar is attached to the lower control arm. Makes perfect sense. The passenger side lower link isn't even really attached. Like, the nut's on there, but it just jiggle moves around a bunch. One of the complaints is a bunch of noise when he goes over bumps. Well, there's your noise. All of the cotter pins, which you'll see in various... I'm not going to pull them out and separate them like here, this is us pulling apart the 4Runner video, and then this is us putting together the 4Runner video. I'm doing it as what I'm doing daily, right? So they're daily videos kind of thing. Even though I'm not posting them daily, it's fine.
Put the hell down, guys!
Yeah, I know. I get it, guys. I get it. But you will see, if you watch the videos... I wish I could stream this stuff. I wish there was internet at the shop and I could stream this stuff. It would make recording so much easier. Because pulling... I have found that pulling videos out of streams is a lot easier for me for some reason than recording videos and then cutting them together later, like as a bunch of different clips from different days. And I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's just like something in my brain, some psychological thing. I have no idea. But streaming is far easier for me than to me, for me, on me. What? 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 What?
Josh, bother me.
I am laying down. But anyway, streaming is far easier for me than I don't know. I think it's like I feel the pressure when I'm recording a video. Like I have to get to the point, right? Whereas a stream, I feel like it's more just the format. The format is more conversational. It's more, one on one, one on chat, but chat being however many people are there, or one on however many people are viewing, even if they're not in chat, whatever. It's fine. But I prefer streaming far more than I like just sitting down and recording a video. I don't know, I always feel like I have to plan it and it has to be perfect, and that standard artist thing, I guess. I'm not an artist at all, but that standard artist trope where it's they're never happy with their work, and so they never release it. I've talked about it before. It's exactly that thing, right? And it always leads to one of those. Friend. Actually, factually, I'll tell you what. My friend sent me a video that a technician at a dealership took. Instead of watching it on my phone, let's go over to Facebook. Well, I'll go over to Facebook. Wait 14 years for the thing to open. And we're going to open this video. What the hell? Don't talk about low, stupid. Oh my god, dude. No.
Your front tire is 437. Front tire. You need about 4 or 5. Nothing on the tire. Also checking your front brakes about 3 and 4. Nothing on the front brake service. 3 is about 7. This is even more. This cycle stops fine.
What? Yeah, no. That guy's a maroon. So there's some splashy on the outside of the coolant reservoir, and the guy's like, "Oh yeah, your coolant's crystallizing. We've got to do coolant." What? What the fuck? Ethylene glycol does not crystallize. What? What the fuck are you talking about, guy? And then he's like, "Oh, you got 330 seconds of brake pads." A, you didn't pull the wheels off to measure that, so there's no way you can tell that. If you can still see brake pad meat, it's fine. If there's 330 seconds, and it has done that over the last 3 years, okay? So, 70% in 3 years means that 30% will last another year and a third, or a year and a half. Yeah, the brakes can wait. And then he was walking through the exhaust. He was like, "Oh, catalytic converter." It was a resonator. He called a resonator a catalytic converter. Cats go as close to the engine as you can possibly get them, reasonably get them, because they require the heat to catalyze. The heat catalyst. It's catalyst. You have to catalyze. You want them to get hot as fast as possible. So you ideally put them as close to the exhaust valve as you can reasonably get them. Which is why you see all these newer cars that, well, so the turbo guys, they sit further down, obviously. You have to. Because you don't want to drive the turbine from post-cat. Actually. No, because it's going to be cooler. Because that heat's going into the cat. So yeah, ideally you would want to drive the turbine from maximum air velocity. And to get that, it needs to be as close to the exhaust valve as possible, right? So turbo engines, the cat will be a little bit further down. But NA engines, if you look at all the NA engines that you kind of see now, it's manifold with cat right there at the bottom of it. Because ideally, you want the cat to heat up as fast as possible so the catalyst can begin catalyzing. Catalytic converter, it's a catalyst, it catalyzes. You want to begin catalyzing as absolutely soon as you possibly can. So, in the video that I just watched, there was a muffler that a guy called a catalytic converter. And yeah. He's talking about crystallizing cooling. He's talking about belt tensioner leaking. And he's like, oh, we're going over here to the timing belt area. If you're going to be that vague, guy, you're standing next to a car. That's the timing belt area. Well, there's a trunk right there. That's the timing belt area. Oh, I'm looking into the headlights. Well, that's a brake light area. Like, and this is why people get ripped off, because they don't know, right? Your average consumer, your average automotive owner, especially in the US, they don't know these things. They don't know that ethylene glycol does not crystallize. It doesn't crystallize. He's also like, oh, your brake fluid's a little bit low, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, guy, there's 70% of the pad material missing on the front brakes. That's 4 pads worth of 7-ish millimeters. So, what's 7 times 4? 28, 49? 6? 56. Can't do math today. No, 28. 7 times 4. I'm doing 7 times 8 for some reason. But then you have the rears to worry about too, which will have some missing. So yeah, call it 56. So 56 millimeters of movement that the pistons will have moved out. Right? How big a diameter is that piston? How much fluid does a reservoir hold in total? Never, ever, never, ever, 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 never top off brake fluid. Never top off coolants or oil or anything without first understanding the system you're interacting with. Brake fluid is a closed system. The only reason you need to fill it up is if you have removed some. If you have a leak, fix the leak, then fill it up to the correct level. You do not, on worn brake system components, fill it up to the max line. That is idiotic. Do not do that. Because then, when you go to service the brakes later and you push the pistons back into the calipers, or you squish the wheel cylinders so you can get the brakes on there and the springs on there, and you remove all that system that is in storage in those devices, and you place it back into the reservoir, you will then overfill the reservoir, and it will spill everywhere inside your firewall, inside the engine bay, on top of who knows what the hell the OEM stuck in there. Brake systems are sealed. You do not add without understanding the rest of the system. Don't do it. AC. Your AC doesn't just leak for no reason. If your AC stops working and it's low, and you know it's low, obviously there's a leak. Find the leak. Like, so many things. So, my friend is doing a thing. She's not working. I'm going to call her. Actually, factually, that's what we're going to do. And we're going to put it on speaker. I don't know if it'll come in the stream very well. Hey! Well, you're standing and or sitting, so you can talk. Well, that's what happens when you're the size of a 4-year-old. Do you actually like have to shop in like the kids section sometimes? have a ex-girlfriend that she's tiny like you, but she's about my height, so she's kind of tall and super thin. And she, like, kids section clothes are too short for her because she's tall, but then, like, adult clothes are too big and baggy for her because she's too thin.
But I don't have a long enough torso.
I think they have a name for that.
It's called,
But, so yeah,
called being bad.
whenever you get done with that, give me a call because I want to tell you about the video. Yeah, put
My husband's with me.
put it on. I mean, if you want to just give it to him, I could tell him while you're doing your stuff. So he is your sidearm essentially.
He is my sidearm.
I know.
That's my side piece. I got a main piece somewhere.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's in Arizona.
Alright, grab the bag. Whoop, whoop.
So
Alright.
neat.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Please take care. Then I'm going to buy a bunch of stuff. That's the other reason why I can't go anywhere. I will buy everything.
Yeah, you bougie bitch.
I know. Okay.
All right. Bye. Okay, so back to the stream, I guess. So buttons on your pants. God damn it, OBS. The soundboard. I might have to go find another soundboard plugin because this one sucks. Doesn't let you spam. I want to spam the sound. Anyway. What was I talking about before phone call? I don't know. Oh, I guess I should make a list. That's what I was going to do. I was going to make a list of the jobs that I have down here waiting to be done. The Forerunner is taking a lot longer than I wanted to, mostly because we have to wait for parts, because none of the parts are on the shelf. You have to order them in. And that's my problem with fucking YouTube videos. So YouTube videos just playing on my phone. 3 minutes worth of this guy just like rambling about fucking what? Show me the thing you want to show me. If you're going to do the job, cut out all the crap about you talking about nonsense. Fucking hate that so much. Says the guy who makes 30-minute long automotive videos. It's but everything I'm saying is pertinent to the machine at hand. I like to think. This guy was just like, oh, I went down and got me a burrito the other day and it made my tummy dove go all over the toilet and put it on the wall and blah, blah. I was like, guy, I don't care. I don't care. What are you trying to show me? Get to the point. But I think I know what the point is, even without watching the video. Just from the title. Anyway. List of things. I was doing list of things. We're doing list of things. There's a list of things that I want to do while I'm here. So, the way we've kind of prioritized them is McGee's going to be the brunt of the income, so we're going to prioritize his vehicles, namely 94 4Runner. We've got to do suspension, steering, brakes, We figured out a wire, which you'll see that in the first video that I post. There was a funny electrical issue that I figured out, and it was just a wire that was messed up. Then I've got to figure out, so one that's going to take a little bit of time, maybe the entire time I'm down here, I don't know, is diagnosing the rich condition. We got to figure out why it's running so incredibly rich. Like, you smell liquid fuel driving down the road. It's bad. But being that it's an OBD1 Toyota, it's going to take some time to diagnose. It's not, I can't just like plug a scanner in and look at all the numbers and like, oh yeah, okay, that sensor, that's why. So I'm going to have to actually go through with the O-scope and a multimeter and actually do proper electrical diagnostics, which will be a video in itself probably. That'll be fun, genuinely fun, not sarcastically fun. Excuse me. After the 4Runner, this coming Sunday, because he takes Sundays off every week, I'm going to grab his work truck, and it's got NOx sensor code, oxygen sensor code, misfire code, throttle position sensor code, and two other ones that I can't remember off the top of my head. Oil pressure sensor, I don't know if I said that. But it's got a bunch of codes. Half of them are probably going to be the same thing. It's going to be, so when you hit the gas and then you let off, right? So from high idle coming down to normal idle, cylinder number 2 is misfire. Okay, he's already replaced 2 coils, and it very well could just be a coil is bad. It happens. It could very well be that all of the coils are going to continue failing until he's replaced all 8 of them. It's entirely possible. I have seen that before. You replace this one that's failed, and then the next one fails. So you replace that one, then the next one fails. Replace that one. You go all the way through until you've replaced them all. And a lot of times the customer will get irritated with that, because like, well, you fixed it. Why does it do the same thing when you fixed it? Guy, it's a 20-year-old car. Things are going to fail. That's what happens with age, especially devices such as coils. Ignition coils get an absolute beating every moment of their lives. Like, they're alternators, batteries, ignition coils, spark plugs. Those are the most beat to death parts on any engine, any car. Because bikes and trains and everything, those devices get the shit beat out of them the most. So they're very, very likely to fail. We've come up with better methods and designs and ways of keeping them, alive a little bit longer, but they're still the most beat to death devices. Power supply. The capacitors are the most beat to death devices, followed very closely by diodes, right? And they just fail. They wear out. It happens. Anyway, I've got to diagnose the things. I got to look at all the numbers. I've got a list. Actually, I just pulled it out of my pocket. I've got 2 lists, one from VatoZone, one from Joe Riley's, of just all of those parts. Everything there was a code for, I just got a price for, just in case. I don't know. Comes out to like $3,000 worth of parts. Much of that is the throttle body. Throttle bodies are not cheap, but also some of that is I've got multiples on there. So I got a range, so the cheapy guy and the most expensive guy, we put both of those on the quote just to, give him an idea of what he's looking at for cost. I generally go, if I'm going to recommend a part, I'm going to recommend 2/3 of the way up the list, not the very, very highest and not the very, very lowest, but just if there's more than 3, if there's 3, look at the price difference between the top one and the middle one. And if they're only a few bucks difference, get the most expensive one. It's probably going to be your best bet most of the time, right? If there's 4, right, always go with this guy. This guy isn't going to be worth it. And this guy is going to be closer to this guy in quality. So this guy's usually your best bet. If there's 5, go with either of these. And that's the same if there's 3, depending on the price difference. If it's 60% price difference, go with the middle one, right? That's probably going to be your best bet, especially if it's got a lifetime warranty. When it fails, replace it, right? But if there's 5, these are going to be your best bet for, cost to priceably to price to quality to longevity, kind of that balance somewhere in that triangle. Which I guess quality can kind of be tied almost directly to longevity, but not necessarily. Because if you look at... So with firearms, for example, overly tight firearms wear faster than loose firearms. Go look at any Kalashnikov. I guarantee just about any Kalashnikov will last longer than any high precision AR. Just in raw rounds running through it. Can almost guarantee that. Because, I don't know, the sloppy works, man. Just the sloppy works. Anyway, back to the list that I'm going to have to cut 10 minutes of rambling out of later. So the Chevy's got misfire stuff and it's running poorly. And apparently the people that did the wiring to turn it into a work truck in Indiana. Indiana, Fort Wayne. They didn't do a very good job. I don't know. I haven't looked at it. That's rumor and scuttlebutt. That's just what I've heard. So I need to check out some electrical stuff on the Chevy also. Then there is a Dodge Dakota 90s V6 that needs the engine replaced. I don't know why it needs the engine replaced, other than currently the engine that was in it is now in the bed mostly. The block's still in the body, but the heads are rusting in the bed, the intake's in the bed, everything's in the bed. No idea why. So I've got to replace the engine. After that, there's his mom's van, needs a bunch of work. It's been sitting for the last 6 months or something, I don't know, because there's a battery drain. I confirmed there's a battery drain. I actually took a video of it that I'm going to attach to the front end of the diagnostic video for doing that van. So you guys look forward to that. It needs motor. It needs all the motor mounts. The engine just goes boom, 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 boom. It's fucking hysterical. It's like a toy. It's like a bad toy. It's funny, but it's bad. It's probably gonna kill you, kind of toy. What? You really give kids lead to chew on when what? One of those kinds of toys. Oh, then after the van, we've got my mom's truck needs some work, needs a timing belt, water pump, probably some stuff. It definitely needs some stuff checked out on the brakes. The brakes have always been funny, so I gotta check the brakes. Now that I'm down here and I have time, specifically I'm here to do car stuff. So now that I'm down here and I have the time, I'm gonna do that. Got a bunch of stuff around the house to do. Straighten out the rear door. Finally, after 20 fucking years of it being not square. Finish up the shower and stuff for the master bath that I never ended up finishing years ago when I had other things going on distracting me. I don't know. Mostly just fiddly house stuff. The fiddly house stuff that you really just don't want to do. It's boring, so you don't want to do it. But we're going to do it, probably. Likely. Possibly. Maybe. Probably. And then also have my buddy's Eclipse that we have to... He wants to redo the stereo, so he wants to update the speakers. He wants to add tweeters. He wants to get rid of the 2 giant 12s that are in there, and I'm trying to convince him that 2 8s would be more than sufficient for his needs. Because 1 8 would give you good sound down to about 60 hertz. 2 8s should be able to move enough air if you put them in a single 4th order box down to 40 or 30 hertz. The only reason you need 12s if you're trying to get subsonic, if you're trying to get 15, 20 hertz, which I laugh when people say 20 subsonic. I still hear it. Everyone's like, oh, 22 to 20,000. 22, bro. I hear 17 hertz. Below that, and I just it's hit or miss. I can't tell if I'm feeling it or actually hearing it. But 17 hertz, I actually hear a hum. It's a very slow hum, but I hear a hum. So, even at, fuck am I? 35? Something like that? I don't know. So we've got that. Then we've got a possible battery drain on his dad's truck, and I think suspension and brakes that I need to look at on his dad's truck. Probably suspension, maybe a battery drain. There's a lot of battery drains down here. I don't know. I think there was maybe a battery drain on his mom's van. Suspension stuff on it. And then what else did I have? There was one other thing. The heck was it? I don't remember. Okay. I mean,
What the hell, damn guy?
that's what I say to my brain all the time. What the hell, damn guy? So yeah, I got a bunch of stuff to do. And ideally, I can get them done quickly enough and efficiently enough that they could pay my bills for the next couple of months. I might end up having to go and get like a regular job again. If and or until I can make this do the thing. What did I swear there was something else. I don't know why I can't remember what it was or what it might be. Nope, got nothing. I can say, oh, I made some hot sauce the other day. And I've gone to Discord servers and asked people, I'm like, hey, is anybody either in southern Arizona or anywhere between southern Arizona and northern Utah along the back roads? I've got like 5 pints of hot sauce that literally I could just like, I could bring it to you. You want some hot sauce? I got some hot sauce. But I'll finish that in a minute. It's fine. So yeah, I have a bunch of editing to do, and I've been kind of not doing it just because the video pad is crap. And I did try. I did try DaVinci Resolve. I gave it the old college try. I'm gonna aim you down because this freaking air mattress is not very comfortable, so I have to get off my hip. Oh. Oh, but I did try DaVinci Resolve for like 5 minutes. And while I can figure it out, there's one very large kind of glaring issue that I have with DaVinci Resolve. In that it does not give you just a simple, a basic timeline editor to make cuts. There is one. It's the timeline tab, and it gives you timeline. The problem with it is, and Blackmagic has responded in their forums and their support forums, and everybody kind of responds the same way, okay? Most people that try to use DaVinci Resolve for the first time, they'll download it, they'll install it, they'll put a video in it, they'll go to the timeline tab, and they're met with no audio. You have this little thing that's about that big at the bottom of the page that is supposed to be the audio thing, but it only shows you one channel. It doesn't show you left, right, okay? That's the first problem. The second problem is you can't make it any bigger. If I'm making rough cuts, I'm not necessarily just looking for one large piece of audio in the audio stream. Maybe I'm looking for a dead spot right after a quiet spot. Okay? Where I'm just like, I'm saying something and then I trail off a little bit. And it's just me thinking inside my head for a second. And I can cut that dead spot out. But if I can't see where that dead spot is, now I actually have to watch the video to figure out where that dead spot is. That takes too long. You can't just watch the video every time you need to make cuts. When I cut my videos in VideoPad, I look for the dead space. When I go to the dead space, I scroll through it. 3 or 4 spots. Ah, yes. Thank you, Logitech. That's exactly where I wanted you, just on the floor. Sure. Anyway. I look for the dead spots. If in the dead spots I'm doing something, I will leave it. If I'm not doing anything and I'm just kind of like drifting off into space or thinking or whatever, if I'm actually doing nothing, I just cut it out, easy peasy. And the audio is a very, very effective means of doing that. When I start talking again, you just right over to the audio and listen to the audio for a second. Do I need this audio? Blah, 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 blah. Nope, I don't need that audio. Scroll over here. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, I need that. Man, blah, blah, blah. That's where that sentence starts. Cut. Take that whole section out. I'm not watching that whole section, which is what you would have to do with DaVinci Resolve. Which you do have to do with DaVinci Resolve. I've gone through forums and everybody talking about it like, Blackmagic, we really, really want this audio stream to be full-sized so we can see the audio. When it's this tiny and you can't even zoom in, right? What if my video editing monitor is like on the wall? My primary monitor is like streaming software or a video game or whatever, but the stuff I do video editing on, because it takes so long to do stuff in video editing, so I set it off to the side. What if that's on another monitor and it's kind of farther away? You can't see that at the bottom of the damn screen. It is infuriating. So DaVinci Resolve is a no-go, which means I'm kind of, for now, stuck with VideoPad. I wish I could get the 5-year-old version of, what was it, Windows Movie Maker installed. I've broken the Microsoft Store intentionally because I feel it has far too many vulnerabilities that can be exploited. So I've dismantled the system on my desktop. But I could probably install it on the gaming laptop, and the gaming laptop has 16 gig of RAM and a Ryzen 7, which means I can do software encoding. Ooh, so maybe I'll have to do that. Install Movie Maker on the laptop, use the laptop and Movie Maker for rough cuts to cut out all the just superfluous stuff, and then all of the transcoding and encoding that I do for end videos with, like, you know, the little like scrolling text or overlays or images or transitions or whatever, all of the kind of fine-tuning stuff, the fiddly bits, I can then do on the desktop with the water cooling. That might be the strat right there. I might have just figured it out. Oh. I don't know if you guys know this, but air mattresses suck so bad. Okay, so I think I figured the thing out. Cool. That is a nifty difty. And or handy dandy. But I think for right now, that's it for this stream, just because its primary purpose was just do a stream, because I haven't done a stream in a while, and to record a little video segment kind of explaining where I am physically, like what has happened, where I've gone, and that is to Arizona, where the local network that I have access to is kind of crap. So funny, my mom's internet is 300 meg, which is perfectly fine. 300 meg download, and of course, since networks are non-square, 20 meg upload. For whatever reason, that means that I can't upload at 16 meg. But my internet in Utah, which is supposed to be gig down, which is actually 650 down, gives me 40 up, which lets me do 16 meg. It's like 15 and some change, 15.6 meg up, which maybe I should look into sort of better internet up there. I don't know, they got fiber going, and fiber's going to be better. Still got to call them. I was supposed to do that before I left. Supposed to do that before I came to Arizona, and I did not, of course, because I'm stupid, or I'm lazy, or I'm lazepid. Stoopsy, that's where it's at. Anyway, I think that's done. I gotta go look at those videos, see if they're acceptable. I might do I might stream some Zapekist later tonight. I don't know. I'm not sure. The problem with I have a solution for that. I was going to say the problem is I don't have two monitors, which would mean I wouldn't have access to chat while playing the game. But I've got a laptop, and I can log into I can log into my YouTube from the laptop and have the stream open and post in chat as myself, as the channel, right, from the laptop, while streaming the video from the desktop. the life of a YouTuber, man. Would you believe that many YouTubers actually have two computers? They don't just have the one machine that they play games, they video edit it, and like most of them apparently have two machines. So they have their gaming machine, which they then stream that video out to a capture card in another machine. And that does all the encoding, transcoding, whatever. So they have a video computer and then they have a gaming computer. Because there's some overlap in hardware between the two, but there's some hardware that does not necessarily overlap. So you kind of need dedicated hardware sometimes. And I'd like to get to that point. That it'd be nice to have, you know, all my, because when I'm gaming, I can't do video stuff when I'm trying to use the same hardware for both, right? So it would be so much better that it's like, oh, I'm gonna encode this, you know, these 4 half-hour videos. Well, I can't game while I'm doing that currently, so I just have to like put it on and then kind of sit and wait. I can't really even watch a show or anything because all that stuff is on this one machine. So it would be nice if I could get a second machine, have one of them with a Quadro and one of them with a like a 4090. That'd be nice. That would be very, very nice. I'm not there yet. Maybe one day. Of course, by the time I get there, we'll probably be on 7 series cards. Anyway, I'm gonna end the stream here. That is, you know, the update for what has been going on and what is going on. And I will get this posted hopefully tonight. I'll probably go and start editing it like right here in a minute. I'm gonna go potty and then I gotta make a phone call here in about 15 minutes. No. I have to make a phone call now. Okay. So I'm gonna end the stream and I'm stop recording. We're gonna stop recording then. We're gonna end the stream. And then I will make a phone call. And then I'll probably end up getting a phone call. And then I'll do some video editing and look forward to a video tonight, I guess. Or in the morning. Depends on how long it takes to encode. I don't plan on doing a whole lot of cutting. It's going to be cutting off the back half, cutting off the front half that was just superfluous, and then just posting talking about the road trip and the stuff that I'm doing, vehicles, and I'm just going to post that. So, look forward to that. And, yeah, we'll see you guys in the niddly next one. Bye.